Welcome to Studio D on the campus of the University of Oklahoma. This is Sooner Sports Pad. And now, here's your host, Shiloh Sellers.
Hello and welcome to tonight's episode of Sooner Sports Pad. I'm your host, Shiloh Sellers, and joining me for the last show of the season are my analysts, Sam Brown and Spencer Royce. Guys, who's joining us tonight?
Tonight in our audience, we've got students from Clifton High School. Clinton High School, nearby Oklahoma. It's been a long day, but they're very excited. We've got some members from Camp Crimson as well. It's going to be a fun night.
Yeah, and our athletes, you know them, you love them. Count the rings. Women's gymnastics very own Jeg Degovea, Maggie Nichols, and Bree Showers.
Later on in the show, I had the chance to talk to some players from a group with very high expectations and very high aspirations.
And after that, Sam and I are going to argue very peacefully over whether or not we think the men's or women's basketball team will do better in non-conference play.
We'll see about that.
After falling behind 25 points behind the Baylor Bears, the Sooners sunk their claws into the second half and ripped that deficit apart for a 34-31 victory. The second half, the Sooner defense held Charlie Brewer and his Bears to only 6 minutes of play, allowing the Sooner offense plenty of time to make magic happen. In the fourth quarter, tight end Braden Willis tied it up with a reception from Jalen Hurts. But the play that would have Sooner Nation on pins and needles was Gabe Burkich's 31-yard field goal to clinch the lead. He also extended his perfect field goal record, going 12 for 12 so far this season. But the excitement didn't end there. Nick Bonito sealed the deal with a sweet interception. That was a historic game. It was amazing in every sense of the word. Guys, what did you get out of that?
And chaotic game, to say the least. And they had their struggles in the first half, but the Sooner defense was outright dominant in the second half. They were put in some tough spots to begin with in the first half. 2 of Baylor's touchdown drives started inside the Oklahoma 30, but whatever Alex Grinch told them at halftime worked. The Bears couldn't get anything going on offense. Ronnie Perkins was an absolute wrecking ball the entire night, piling up 4 tackles for loss and not 1, not 2, but 3 sacks. And most importantly, one it mattered most, the Sooners got takeaways. First, the Parnell Motley fumble recovered by Patrick Fields, and then with the game on the line, Nick Bonito with the diving interception to seal the deal. This is the defense that we saw the first 7 games of the season, and they found their swagger at the perfect time.
Yeah, the only time that they needed to find it. Well, anyway, CeeDee Lamb, Grant Calcaterra, Trey Sermon all out this week, so obviously Jalen Hurts needed to find a little bit of production elsewhere, and the big storyline for me this week on the offense was 2 freshmen. The freshmen hooked it up this year for the Sooners. 3 of Hurts' touchdowns were thrown to freshman players, so the new kids on the block really lit up the scoreboard. Austin Stogner caught 2 touchdowns, and the budding star wideout Theo Weiss added a 19-yard touchdown of his own that brought all Sooner fans to their feet. The Sooners have been in some thrilling games the past few weeks, got my blood pressure way up, and thankfully they have survived and kept their playoff hopes alive and well, and a lot of that is due to these freshman pass catchers. Can't be more thankful for them. Sooners, you're in good hands, literally.
Future's as bright as it's ever been.
After a historic win, the Sooners prepare to host TCU this coming Saturday. Sooner Sports Pad's Kelsey Bickerstaff caught up with Ronnie Perkins earlier today.
Kelsey Bickerstaff here with defensive lineman Ronnie Perkins. Largest comeback victory in program history. How crucial was that win for you guys?
I mean, it was a win we definitely needed in this month of November. You know, already suffering 1 loss, it definitely would have been kind of big time season if we suffered another one. So, you know, we just kept fighting back. You know, as we kept chipping away at the lead, it just got more real that we could actually win this game, and that's what we did.
3 sacks, 4 tackles for loss. How have you seen yourself improve this season?
It's going out every week. I mean, I believe it started in practice. So just going out in practice every week and getting after it, you know, I could see like the improvement with myself just going into Saturdays with the games and just gaining more confidence.
Back at home this weekend, senior night against TCU. How important have some of these seniors been for you?
Since I stepped on college campus, guys like Neville Gallimore, Kenneth Mann, they just kind of took me under their wing. Just like watching those guys practice, I picked up so much game just off them too. So I mean, it's definitely a big thing. I definitely want to get these seniors a win and send them out of Norman and style.
Thanks.
Taking a look ahead, the Sooners will host TCU this coming Saturday in the Palace on the Prairie. Then following Thanksgiving, the Sooners will head north for a battle like no other against the Oklahoma State Cowboys. And currently sitting in the #1 spot in the Big 12, the Sooners have a chance to clinch the Big 12 title for the 9th season in a row. If one of two things happen, we win on Saturday, or if OSU loses one of their next 2 matchups. Now coming up, Sam Brown sits down with some of those players that made the magic in McLean happen. Then we'll talk to 3 members of our national championship women gymnastics squad. And rounding out our show, it's Face Off. Don't touch that remote. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Sooner Sports Pad. At Oklahoma, there's always been talent, and there will always be talent. But I had the chance to sit down with players from a particular group that are looking to cement their spot in Sooner lore. CD, Kenneth, Creed, Calcaterra, Sermon, Brooks, Rambo, Brown, Norwood, and Hollywood. What do all these players have in common? They share a bond that began long before their time in the Crimson and Cream.
Yeah, it was really just 3 of us. Started the group message, and everybody that committed in our class got entered into the group message, and then the rest is history.
We all pretty much knew each other, and every time we came here, we hung out with each other. And anytime one or the other was in a specific town, we always made sure we linked up. So it definitely was close before we got here.
Oklahoma's 2017 recruiting class was hyped as one of the best in recent memory after adding 18 4-star prospects. But no one could have expected the immediate impact several players made in their first season.
Your first time playing at Oklahoma, or at least playing on this field, what were the emotions like? What was running through your head?
I ain't gonna lie, my first time, I was scared, bro. Obviously going, playing a high school game, a couple months before, and now you're playing in front of 80+ thousand people. And so, my first game was pretty crazy, but it was something that was special.
The 2017 class was also Lincoln Riley's first group of recruits after inheriting the head coaching job from Bob Stoops. Even then, he knew there was something special about them.
Those guys came in here to work, and they came in here very serious and mature early on in their careers about what they were doing. And so I think that allowed a lot of those players to get off to great starts in their career, and then they just kind of rode that wave of momentum and continued to get better.
Fast forward to now, and there are key contributors from the class everywhere you look, many of whom have been in that role for several years now. In the thick of Championship November, the Sooners need that experience more than ever.
Huge part of this month coming up for us. Of course, a lot of these guys have been through it, for 2 years. Now they're coming on our 3rd year, so we're the older group now, so everybody looks towards us.
You find out who you are through those times, and you got to be mentally prepared for all these things. And now that I'm older, I can see things coming a lot faster than when I did when I was younger.
But there's a larger goal in mind for this group.
As a recruiting class, what do you want your legacy to be?
Everybody's made plays, and everybody plays different positions. So we all want to, be that, he was good here, he was good there. They were all just super close.
To really just start a dynasty here, it's been a while since OU's really been, a true dynasty, winning national championships every year, things like that, and it's a place that deserves it, the fan base deserves it, and I feel like, we're a class that could really do that for this place.
How much do you think you could get?
We have so many stars on our women's gymnastics team, and luckily we have 3 of those national champions joining us tonight. Help me welcome Grace Showers, Maggie Nichols, and Jay
I'll give you a second. Thanks for coming on. Thanks for coming. Spencer couldn't get all the way across.
Yeah. Well, it's your 2nd national championship. The team's 3rd in 4 years. Is this last one was a little bit sweeter than maybe the other ones were?
I'd say 100%. I feel like we went through a lot of stuff in preseason and even season, and just to end the season the way it did made it that much more special.
You guys obviously had a very challenging road to the national championship. How much closer is that group now? Not just because of what you guys went through, but everything around the phrase, do it for Dave.
I think it just grew our team so much stronger. We became a family, not just a team. So going through that obstacle, and we're supporting Jen through it all, and Jen was like our biggest supporter throughout the whole thing. So I think we just became a bigger family, so it made winning the national championship just that much sweeter.
Awesome. You guys are the veterans on the team now, so everything that you've learned in previous years, what can you take into this season to maybe help yourselves and help the other teammates?
I would say, yeah, just having the experience that we have from the years past and just showing the younger ones how it's done and just how we do things here and the tradition and how important it is, and just to keep that alive with everything that we do.
Hey, you talked about your 4th season, your final season, kicks off in about 6 weeks, January 4th in the Collegiate Classic. What's going to be the key to getting off to a good start?
I'd say we just need to get out there and do what we do every single day in the gym, and it's all about attitude and just consistency, but most of all, like, where we have each other's backs, and that's the most important thing. So.
How's the bond that you guys have with her? How's that developed over these years?
It's a great bond we have with KJ. I mean, KJ definitely helps us in the gym, but she also helps us outside of the gym, which I think is very special. She takes that into consideration, everything that we're going through inside the gym and outside of the gym. So KJ's like our second mom here, so it's amazing.
Yeah, and she always talks about how she doesn't just want us to succeed in gymnastics, she wants us to succeed in life. So. Yeah.
That's awesome. Hey, that's a great interview, and no better way to close it out than with Shiloh.
Yes, I have a question, and Jaden's here to ask it.
What's the toughest part about competition?
I would say the nerves, trying to balance the nerves that you have with all the adrenaline that you're feeling, personally.
You have to like learn to like do what you do every single day, but dial it down. In a way, if you understand that.
Oh yeah, oh my gosh.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. That's pretty cool.
It is the last face-off of the season. We're watching viral videos and talking some basketball. Don't go anywhere.
Thanks to our cornerstone television partners, OU Medicine, Anheuser-Busch, OU Extended Campus, and our community partners, Landers Auto Group, Devon Energy, Coca-Cola, and OU Medicine.
Welcome back. It's time for face-off. Make sure to be paying attention because you will choose our winner at the end. All right, guys.
Last one, best one.
This is the last one. So whoever wins this gets bragging rights until next semester, okay?
Wow.
A lot is on the line right now.
That's all I got right here. So.
Yeah.
So for our first face-off, which OU basketball team do you expect to have the best non-conference record?
Both teams are looking pretty good, but based on what I've seen so far, I've got to go with Lon Kruger and the men's basketball team. The Sooners are already 4-0 and have controlled really every step of the way. They're averaging over 80 points a game so far, and part of that is due to Davion Harmon, a guy I talked about. The freshman's ability to drive and find open shooters really gives Austin Reeves, Brady Mannix, shooters like that some open looks. Their biggest challenge is going to be in mid-December here in about a month. They hit the road to play Wichita State and Creighton, but this team is gelling together already. They lost a lot of players. They got a lot of new ones, and they're already starting to come together as a team really well. Yeah. Based on their schedule, I think they could enter Big 12 play with 2 to 3 losses at most.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, they could be ranked.
They've looked very, very good. They're getting a little bit of noise up there in the polling already.
Yeah.
They're actually in a battle right now with William and Mary, so don't hold your breath on that just yet. I'm going with the women's team, actually, and they've been looking really fluid to start off the season. They've been doing a lot of great things. Now, compared to last year, they're scoring at a very crazy margin through their first 4 games, averaging nearly 90 points a game so far. They're already 2-1 in their first 3 non-con games. They don't play really any good teams at all outside of the Big 12, and actually 0 of them are ranked at all. Yanusa and Robertson are scoring at a very, very high clip, and Maddie Williams is pulling down a ton of boards. Now, the men's team, they have some really tough games coming up with Stanford and then Wichita State and Creighton, as you mentioned, before they open up their conference schedule. So I just think with the road ahead, obviously, both teams don't have crazy hard non-conference schedules, but I think the women have a much easier path, and they have a lot of buzz right now. I'm going with the women.
OU's got that day with UConn here in a little bit. That's going to be a tough one.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm still hanging out with Jaden. He's got your next face-off question.
What's going on, Jaden?
Which teams do you expect to see in this year's Super Bowl?
Probably 2 of them. I'm going 2.
I'm going to go 2 as well, yeah. It's going to be a tough one. There's no clear-cut favorite in either conference,
No,
really.
there's not. Love the NFL.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm going to go out on a limb and say that Baltimore and Seattle are going to square off in Miami. Let's start with the Ravens. Lamar Jackson is absolutely electrifying.
Unreal.
Our Oklahoma boys, Hollywood Brown and Mark Andrews, Orlando Brown, Tony Jefferson, they're all making plays left and right, and that defense is absolutely nasty. I mean, first in the NFL in scoring offense and 7th in scoring defense. The Ravens are scary. Now, as far as the Seahawks go, it all comes down to Russell Wilson. He's playing the best football of his life right now, and regardless of who's around him, I think he's going to carry this team to the Super Bowl. Now, these two teams actually played back in Week 8. Baltimore came out on top 30-16, but that was a great football game. So if we can get these two teams together for Super Bowl 53, it's going to be one for the history books, I think.
Battle of the Birds.
Yeah.
Now, you said it. It's up in the air. It's up for grabs. Anyone that wants it the most can go have it. I'm actually going with the Ravens as well, but the other team I'm picking, I'm going to speak it into existence. Fingers crossed, close your eyes. The Dallas Cowboys are going to make a very late run. Now, we both agree on Baltimore. They have great defensive skill players. Judon, Marlon Humphrey, Marcus Peters, Earl Thomas, Tony Jefferson. And then on the offensive end, Lamar Jackson is the odds-on favorite to win MVP this year. Mark Andrews leads all tight ends in receiving yards, and Mark Ingram is a very reliable halfback. They're getting better every week, and they're the clear favorite to me in the AFC. Now, the NFC team, it's tough. You know, the Cowboys, they're putting up more yards than anybody, and the only team right below them, the Ravens, are 2. The Cowboys are 1 in yards per game. Dak leads the NFL in passing yards, and they had the 6th best rushing offense as well. Amari Cooper's about as elite as it gets. Michael Gallup, Randall Cobb are going to start on any NFC team. They're absolutely loaded. They put all the pieces together. They play the way that they can. They're going to beat the Patriots this week, and they're going to go on a tear to end the season. Ravens, Cowboys, Miami, book it.
That's a hot take. Dallas beating New England. Okay, I like it.
I can feel the heat from over here off that take.
Put 'em on.
All right, guys, show me your viral videos.
Sorry, I'm just putting out Spencer's fire real quick.
Come on, Sam, show me your viral video.
College football fans everywhere were devastated when they saw that Alabama quarterback Tua Tagovailoa suffered a season-ending hip injury. But this video of him from the hospital bed, I think, will cheer a lot of people up. He's still getting with it. He's still having fun.
Still having fun. They won the game.
Yeah, they won the game. He's happy. He's celebrating. Look at the guy. You got to love that about him, always keeping the positive mentality. It's going to be a tough rehab process for him.
I can see why they didn't play Hips Don't Lie in the hospital room after the injury.
Hey, if there's anyone who can recover from it, it's Tua.
Yeah, for sure. Great player. My video, I don't know if any of you guys have ever been in a relationship before, but girlfriend wants to take a picture. You're at a sporting event. You're in front of a lot of your homies. It might be the case. This is not what you want to see get caught and your girlfriend catch you later on. Now, if you restart it right here, he's like, yeah, I'll smile for your pic. Not having it. And you know, that was all over Twitter. His team's losing 6-1. I mean, don't ask him to take a picture. Let the man just have a little bit of peace, just being with his own thoughts and just be angry by himself.
He's got plenty other days to take pictures.
Yeah, exactly.
Let him wallow in his misery for a little.
Okay, guys, it is time for you to choose our winner. Make sure to scream the loudest for whoever you like the best. Let me hear it if your favorite was Sam.
Come on. It's because I don't have my face. Yes. That's why you're my eye.
It's quiet. It's quiet.
Sam's always working for a win. All right, let me hear it if your favorite was Spencer. Spencer won that one. Yes, you did. Well, that's all the time we've got for now. When we come back, we are going to be signing off from our very last show. Don't go anywhere. Looking ahead this week, Wednesday will be a Sooner-packed night with both women's basketball and volleyball on the court. B-ball will host Stephen F. Austin, and volleyball will be up in Manhattan, Kansas to battle the Wildcats. Then on Thursday, it'll be the men's turn as they host Maryland Eastern Shore at the LNC, and cross country competes in the NCAA championships on Saturday. Now, we've been talking about it, hinting at it all throughout the show. It is the last show of the season. We won't be back on air until February 10th of next semester. It's been a good season, y'all.
It's been great, and one of the reasons that it's been great is all the help we get top to bottom, not just three of us. You have David Candy, Parker Thune, Kurt Watson, Barry Orr, Ken
so many
Fisher,
names. There's
behind
too
the
many
scenes,
names.
lighting, cameras, sign crew, you name it. Everyone that's a part of this show does a phenomenal job every single week, and we cannot thank them enough.
Yeah, and it's worth pointing out that this is also Shiloh and Spencer's last show on Sooner Sports Pad. And what the people at home don't realize is, you know, they see us for 30 minutes every Monday, but they don't realize how much time we spend together. I mean, Shiloh and I and our fellow analyst Christian Nunley travel to cover football. We're with each other more than I can even remember. It seems like every day. And, you know, Spencer's been around for so long, and we've had so many good experiences together. So we are thankful for everyone here and everyone in the audience, but I'm very thankful for the two of these guys and for Christian for everything they've done for this show and everything they've done for this place. You know.
Been great. I mean, I remember like starting the show my freshman year, and I worked
that camera right there.
I worked the jib way in the back.
I had the best job. I turned on the lights
me and
in the
Christian worked on the
studio.
jib squad. It's just wild to see it all come to an end right now, but couldn't have done it with any better people.
It has been a wild semester. Spending every waking moment with you guys has been such a pleasure. I would not have wanted to end my college career any other way than hanging out with these guys and being able to work with all of you behind the scenes. This has been my dream since freshman year, and every single one of you have made it come true. From the bottom of my heart, I thank you for letting me get to know you and letting me spend a little bit of time with you every Monday night.
Sports rock.
And make sure in the meantime, between now and February, to be following us on Twitter, be following us on Facebook. We'll be taking care of all of your Sooner sports needs. Right there, yeah. And for the last time, I bid you adieu. Good night, Sooner Nation.